Hey everyone, welcome to the Trendline Investor channel. Today's video is a very interesting video because I'm going to teach you how to identify long-term breakouts for investment or even for positional trading using three indicators. One is pivots, second one is the CCI or the commodity channel index, and the third is relative strength. It's not RSI but relative strength. So we're going to use these three indicators. I'm going to take an example. I'm going to show you how to identify long-term breakouts for investment and for positional trading. So let's get started. So I've taken the example of Suprajit Engineering that I covered on Sunday. That was an investment idea that I've given, and I'll also tell you the rationale why I've given that. But today, let's take first a look at how this stock entered a long-term uptrend. So you need to always identify stocks which are entering a long-term uptrend because they are the best stocks to give you a very good risk reward, and they can sometimes be multi-baggers. They can sometimes give you 30-40% returns quickly in a few weeks, on a few months, or sometimes they also are good for swing trades. So first thing is pivots. Now what are pivots? Pivots are nothing but, so you can use this pivots HL indicator on TradingView. If you just search on TradingView, you'll get this indicator very quickly. Probably make a separate video on how to do that. But for now, once you plot the indicator, you will see some numbers plotted. Now, this is a weekly chart. Always switch on to weekly charts if you want to ride long-term trends. And here you'll see this number going down and up, this number going down, up. Now, basically what this number tells you is these are very important pivot points on the chart for the stock. And as the pivot point number goes down, which means the stock is in a downtrend. So basically you can also see that the stock has been going down and it reversed from that point. So that's a new pivot. It came down, again went here, reversed from this point, again came down. So these are nothing but pivot points. And the settings I've used is a default setting. There's nothing to change. But in case you want to be a little aggressive, you can use the settings. The number is 10, 10, 10, 10. You can change that to 5, 5, 5, 5 if you want to be a little more aggressive. Now this is a default setting in TradingView. That's the first indicator. The second indicator I'm going to show you is commodity channel index. I've done few videos on my YouTube channel. Go check it out if you want to understand in detail what is commodity channel index. Now the first thing, commodity channel index is a momentum indicator, and I've been using 34 as the weekly, as the period in this CCI indicator that I've been using. Now 34 indicates the last 34 candles or the last 34 weeks is nothing. 34 weeks is nothing but, somewhere around 3/4 or of the last, you could say last 8 to 9 months of candles on the weekly chart. Now here I'm using CCI 34 to identify the momentum. The next indicator I'm going to use is relative strength. Now this is not relative strength index or the RSI that is commonly used. This is relative strength. I've also done another video on my channel where you can find how to use relative strength and how to use that to take buying decisions. Now relative strength here is nothing but the stock divided by the index. Whichever index is up to you, but in this it's usually CNX 500 or the Nifty index that I use always. So that is the relative strength. So in relative strength there are two lines. One is the black line and one is the green line. Now the black line is nothing but the stock divided by the index, and the green line is the 52-week moving average of the stock divided by the index. So it's nothing but 52-week moving average of the black line. So that's how simple it is. Okay. Now let's combine all these three and let's identify the breakout point in a stock which is coming out of a long-term downtrend. Okay. Now in this stock here, the stock corrected almost 70% from that point until the COVID lows. So the first rule is CCI will have to cross 100, which means CCI has to go above the green line on the weekly charts. Now the first time after this high here, the first time CCI went above 100 was at this point over here, right? Now that indicates bullishness. Now there is a scanner on my Twitter pin tweet, or you can also go to my YouTube channel to find the breakout scanner. Now here, if you look at this point, that's the first point when the stock actually crossed above the 100 levels and indicated bullishness. Now, but the second rule is relative strength also should cross the green line. So that is the second rule. So once it comes in a scanner, you have to take that stock, then plot the relative strength and see if the relative strength also has crossed the green line. Now in this case, it hasn't crossed the green line, which means the stock is not completely bullish on the weekly charts. So here I would ignore this point and move on to the next point. Now the third rule is the stock should cross the previous pivot point. Now at this point here, when the stock was here, you would not yet see this 249, but the previous level was 347, so it did not cross that level. So I would not look at this stock or I do not plan to invest yet. Okay, so that's the first. These are three rules. CCI has to cross 100, relative strength has to cross the 52-week moving average or the green line, and the pivot should cross, the price should cross the previous pivot on this chart. So since the stock did not meet two of the criteria here, we're going to skip that part, skip the chart or the stock for investing at this point. So moving on to the next point, when CCI crossed 100. Remember, the stock comes in the scanner and that's when we identify. So here again, CCI crossed 100. So yes, one condition has met. Also here, if you look, actually the relative strength has crossed the 52 moving average. So second condition also has met, but the price did not cross the previous pivot. The previous pivot was 249. It did not cross that pivot. So we skip that condition here. So again, the stock went down, CCI also went down, and again, the price here CCI kind of crossed 100 at this point. Now here, again, if you see here at this point, price did not cross the previous pivot, which was 290. It came almost close, but it did not cross the previous pivot. So again, this condition did not meet, even though two conditions met here. So we skip this stock for investment at this point. Now next time again, CCI crossed 100 at this point here. Around, if you see here, we had CCI cross 100. It also is hovering around that zone and probably also crossed as well. And here the price finally crossed the pivot, which was 212.45. The price crossed and it came again below and closed. Now at this point, you can go ahead in this week, since the price crossed, we also had some decent volumes here. You can take a bet and go and invest here at this point if you're a little aggressive. Now, if you're conservative, I would wait for the price to close above 212.45 and only then invest. Okay, I'm being a little conservative. If you want to be aggressive, you can do that. I'm also aggressive, so sometimes I go and invest here. But if you want to wait, then you can invest here as well. Now here, if you see again, volumes have picked up here after the breakout here. But at this point, you can invest and then add more if you want at this point. So that is how you should identify stocks for investment. Three conditions should be met. The stock should be coming out of a long-term downtrend. The stock has come out here out of a long-term downtrend, but finally crossed the pivot around this point, and that is where we say a stock has broken out when it crosses the previous pivot highs, along with CCI going above 100 and relative strength crossing the 52-week moving average. And then the stock starts a major uptrend. It is now going higher and higher. And now if you see the stock again here came down and now it's making a base, right? And now until these pivot points keep going higher highs and lower lows. So this pivot point on the top should always keep making new highs, and this pivot point around the lows should always keep also going higher and higher. So the lows should also keep improving and the highs should also keep improving. So basically you should see an uptrend like that in the pivots. Also the price. Now, if you're an investor, you should follow this pivot, and you can follow this pivot and you can catch really long-term trends. But if you're a short-term positional trader, you might want to make the settings that I told for pivots from 10-10, change it to 5-5, and then probably you would also exit. If you change it to 5-5, you might exit somewhere around this point over here. Okay. Now, I'm just giving that as a tip in case you want to be a little aggressive, and if you improve your trading and if you understood how to invest based on pivots and based on the weekly charts, you can also turn this into daily charts and you can also invest there as well. So that's what I wanted to teach you today. I hope you loved this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and don't forget to share this video with your friends, because there are a lot of channels which do teach, but I think if you want a very structured learning, then definitely my channel would help you learn that, and also follow me on Twitter. That also should help you learn. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here. If you want me to teach something that you want to learn, do let me know in the comments. I will definitely try to make a video on that. But otherwise, I'm going to leave you here. I'll see you in another video. Until then, take care, stay safe, and trade safe. Bye-bye.